Welcome back to You Be the Judge. We're at the Houdini Museum with two good friends of mine, Dorothy Dietrich and Dick Brooks. And Dick, you're a real Houdini historian.
Oh boy, I love Houdini.
And as a magician, he is, I guess, the sine qua non of magic.
He's the tops. Anytime you ask anybody, any list of magicians, escape artists, he's always first, number one, and will probably always be, because he's become a legend, actually, more than just a magician. He's now a legendary person. Almost some people think they don't even believe he was real. Was he real, people say?
Think of Tony Curtis in that great movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
That was the best.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because you know what? It wasn't factual, but it did bring you to that period and make you, it really made a lot of people fall in love with Houdini, and a lot of people that we talk to that come visit, they come from all over the world. But a lot of the people say, you know what, I saw that movie, and then I couldn't wait to get a book to read more about Houdini.
Yep. And your celebration on Thursday, October 31st,
yes,
is, tell me about that.
Well, October 31st is when Houdini died. And can you imagine to be the greatest escape artist, the guy that exposed the phony mystics, the witchcraft people? He'd managed to die on Halloween. People can't believe it. When you tell it to them, I had to go to Detroit to get his death certificate because they thought it was just a wives' tale. And it's incredible that he would, how did he do that, to die on Halloween? And so, yes, so we do the annual official Houdini seance here. It's actually the original seance because when Houdini died, his wife, for 10 years, did a seance. But it wasn't a real seance. Houdini said when he died, it's impossible to come back, the way the witchcraft people claim and the spiritualists that were cheating people, they were swindling people. So he said,
by claiming that they were contacting the dead.
The dead and trying to get people's money and inheritances. And so Houdini said, I'm going to try to come back. And if I, the greatest escape artist, can't come back, save your money. So his wife tried for 10 years. They had a special code. She tried for 10 years, and then she passed it on to Walter B. Gibson, who was a friend of Houdini's. He also wrote The Shadow. He ghost wrote for Houdini. And then when we were in New York, which Gary used to come all the time. In fact, he helped us with the Magic Townhouse in New York, Gary Pillersdorf. Walter B. Gibson would come and do the seances at our place. And then before he died, he passed on the honor and the legacy of doing it to Dorothy because he knew she would continue it. And the odd thing is, the book that she read that started her out as a magician was written by Walter B. Gibson.
And Gary said to me, he said, every major magician of any worth used to come to that townhouse just for the opportunity to do tricks with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we don't know really what a treasure we have in this tremendous, tremendous art of magic here in Pennsylvania and here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So by all means, I say this because I've been here, I've seen the work of these two great magic artists. Please come to the Houdini Museum and see all of the great things that they have here. You've got some wonderful things around here about Houdini.
It's an amazing collection.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about the collection.
Well, my father collected Houdini. My father was not a magician, but he saw Houdini, and he was so impressed that he collected Houdini. And then Dorothy, being a magician and escape artist, she collects Houdini. So we only can show here about 5 or 10% of the collection. We rotate stuff. We have stuff in warehouses, safe deposit boxes. And in fact, we could use a building 10 times this size to display it all.
Wow.
And so he saw Houdini, and then we just follow through. We tell the story. We have a website, Houdini.org, where we have a lot of other information about Houdini. And the reason we chose Scranton is we needed a place that was friendly. And the minute you get out of Manhattan, you hit New Jersey and Long Island, and it's still like New York City. But when you get, they used to have a sign when you enter Pennsylvania, America starts here. And it's almost like that is so. And when we got to Pennsylvania, the reason we picked Scranton is because the people were friendly. You'd go to restaurants, you wouldn't get insulted. And also Houdini performed here. He performed at the Poli Theater, which is downtown now called the Ritz. which Dorothy's going to perform at the same theater Houdini performed
Wow.
at. She's going to perform November 1st when the mayor proclaims it Dorothy Dietrich Day, because all of
Fantastic.
all of the tourism she brings here and we bring here. So we also needed a place with an airport that we could make connections to any place in the world. And we've flown from here, making connections to Vegas, to Hollywood, to London even. So there were many factors that made us choose Scranton, and we love it here.
We're glad to have you. How long have you been here now?
This is 23 years now that
Wow.
we're here. I know.
That's
I know.
amazing. That's amazing. And Thursday, you're going to have a couple of our mayors, three of them. as a
Three
matter of
mayors.
fact. And,
We have Mayor Chris Doherty is coming, Jimmy Connors is coming, and John McNulty.
Jim McNulty
Jim
and his
McNulty.
wife,
Yeah.
Evie. Yep.
And Evie is coming. And we will have that at, they're going to be cutting at 11:30, and but we'll start everybody should arrive around 11, I guess. And then after that, we'll have a light lunch, and then we'll go into explaining about Houdini's seance, and then do the seance right after that. So it's like a super duper twofer right there.
Wow. that's
And
gonna
it's
be a lot
free
of
for
fun.
anyone that comes. The whole thing is free. There's
That's
no
awesome.
admission, no charge. It's just to honor the greatest magician and escape artist in history.
That's awesome. Now, I hear some of your props in the background, and that's great. And when we come back, you're going to do one of your tricks for us, so
All right.
we can see what magic is all about. So please stay tuned to You Be the Judge.
Do you believe in clean water, fresh air, safe roads, and the natural beauty of our region? Learn about the unwanted effects of gas drilling. Visit gdacoalition.org.